Welcome back into tomorrow and yet another segment in yet another week worth of coverage of CES 2025 from Las Vegas. Our 30th year bringing you the latest in consumer tech. So stay tuned. More importantly, if you're listening on the radio or podcast or our 24/7 stream, be sure to swing by our website when you have a chance and see the video of all of the interviews here from Las Vegas. Into tomorrow. .com. You won't want to miss any of the cool things. We came across a company that invited us into their suite. That's why it's quieter for a change. We go from interview to interview where I feel like we're almost having to scream to talk to a guest. But we're in another nice suite here. They're specializing in designing and manufacturing automation systems for doors and windows, especially for residential and light commercial spaces. Everything we're going to show you is very useful. And we're going to chat with the president of the company that's called Autoslide, Joseph Castonguay. Did I say that right?
You did. You got it.
Well, welcome into tomorrow. How you doing?
Doing well.
Good. Well, glad to have you with us at a busy show here, talking about all kinds of new stuff. And we're in front of a door that I'm guessing you're going to open remotely.
Yeah, it doesn't open itself. Yeah. You could open it yourself, but why would you want to do that?
Yeah, exactly. If you can do anything hands-free, go for it.
Go for it. I mean, there's always a reason why you need to have that. Your hands are always full, probably when you're coming in from the garage, aren't they? So you know how fumbling around, drop the eggs, now you're back to the store. That's never fun.
And it seems like everything you work on also has a very good security element as well. So first of all, you know, we're used to seeing these kind of door openers, right, in commercial properties, and it's in all the stores and what have you that automatically open. But this is for residential, even.
Yes, this is designed specifically for residential applications. So with commercial applications, it's designed for access to let somebody in or out of a store, of an office, very, very utility. But when you get into a residential application, you have to consider who lives there, the mobility levels, as their pets, are their kids, and then take that and include them now for functionality so that they can actually enjoy this automation and actually improve the quality of life there at home.
And you, as I understand it, are the only company doing this, right?
We're the best company doing it right now.
We'll go with the best, but you came out with it long before others.
Yes, we started back in 2010 in Sydney, Australia. Brought the product initially here, our Autoslide, in 2013. And I got involved with the company in 2014, and I thought it was a really good product, and so I'm still here.
Yeah. Well, that's a good sign. That means that you not only do you believe in it, but it's selling and it's working. Give us an idea as to cost as well, because if we're talking about anybody who is needing to be independent and be able to open and close a door and maybe a disability issue, what have you, that's certainly one very helpful major reason to have it. But I'd like to have it because my hands might be full, you know, that kind of thing. So how does that all work?
Oh, it's pretty simple. So this system right here that is our swing door solution. It can be as cheap as $1,100 to purchase this and have it installed into your house, providing you instant access. A lot of people think automation, they see it at the doors and they're thinking thousands of dollars to going into a grocery store, which typically has been the case, but we believe that everyone should have access to access. And so we try to keep our costs down and pass it off to our consumers to provide the best experience possible. In our sliding door solutions, they start at $475 to the consumer. So at that,
very reasonable when you think about that. And again, don't let the word automation scare you, because it does with a lot of automated. Yeah, I don't have that kind of budget. Well, you don't even know what it is yet. So exactly. This is very affordable. We'll talk and show you sliding glass doors as well in a minute. But show us how this works.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a very variable amount of options to activate the door because it's not going to be. You might want to activate the door one way. You might want to walk up to the door and have it open. Somebody may have limited mobility and not even have the ability to make a gesture or push a button. So we do have passive activation using some RFID tags that we have here. So once they come into the range, the door open. But there's as simple as pushing a button here on a remote control to open the door, and the door opens for you. And you can have that door stay open as long as you want. It'll automatically close for you. And lock. We provide security action. We have good partners like Quickset here that we work with to utilize for their locking capabilities. Very trusted name in the world of security. So
Yeah, not a bad partner to have when you're talking about security and the door work you do. So Quickset and you guys are making it happen.
yes, we are, and so taking it to the next level of going from having to just do a lock and then do automation. It's all about ecosystem and the convenience for the user experience, so that they can know all I need to do is push the button and the sequences goes for me at that point.
Well, limited accessibility for people is very important, and this can be extremely helpful. What about folks that have pets and they need to let them in and out once in a while?
Well, as you know, people care about their pets almost as much as their children, maybe more at some point. So,
Their four-legged kids are more important sometimes, right?
absolutely. So, built into all of our systems is a built-in pet mode, and so instead of having to put a hole in your door or in your wall, the dog can simply where it has a tag that goes on through their collar, and once they approach the door. And they come into an activation zone, that door will open up just wide enough for them, so it doesn't do a full opening.
Oh, good.
The pets will leave. The door closes behind them. It's a secure frequency that goes out, so you don't have to worry about somebody trying to hack in and try to get into your home. The door will automatically lock. So a lot of people will leave their doors unsecure or open because they let the pets go in and out, or have the traditional flap that allows them. Anyone can just come through that flap or get access to the house. So.
Being a former police officer, I can assure you that flap isn't going to save it, because you get a real skinny burglar, and we've had cases, a lot of them around the country too. They just get in that way.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the nice thing about it is that you retain the full integrity of the door. So once you start doing alterations to the door, you lose thermal properties and structural properties of the door. So it may have been designed one way for a certain thermal property, but once you put a hole in it, that goes away. Same thing structurally. If you have like impact door in like Florida, if you put a hole in the glass, that impact goes away on it too. So there's a lot of we just take the existing hardware and we automate that. And what's nice about it is if you don't want your pet to go in and out, you just take it out of the pet mode, and then they don't have access to that door anymore. And you can also provide access remotely. Let's just say you had a Ring camera hooked up, and you notice your pet by the door. All you need to do is pull up our app here on here. You can press a button here, right here where the paw is.
Of course you have an app that controls everything, yes.
And let your pet in and out remotely from wherever you are. Your office, vacation, you still have access to your home and to allow it to happen.
And again, a lot of folks do have cameras, and they'll see if the pet's at the door and scratching, and I got to get out, got to do my business. The fact is, at that point, you can open it remotely easily.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have remote access to the system here through our app. We utilize Bluetooth technology, and the reason we use a local protocol is for the accessibility purpose. So that way, if your internet goes down, you still have the ability to use your app, and even Siri voice controls. So if you can't even touch a button, you can use Siri to actually open this door locally with no internet. And then we also have included backup batteries in the system. So no internet, no power. You still have access to get in and out of that home, and even to allow emergency response personnel to get into that home. So if something happens, you hit emergency, you don't have someone breaking down your home, they can get into your home, get to you as fast as they can.
Love it. And let's wander over. The good thing about Chris getting off the tripod is he can wander with us, because you talk about integration and you talk about technology and the use of personal assistants. You don't just stop at one. You've got several cool devices that will interact with your cool devices. Let's talk about that, and then we'll show how you can open the glass doors very effectively as well. Let me cross in front of the camera again. So here we go. Oh, no, that works. Sure. If you can, there you go. Let's do that. Thank you. And tell us the different things that you can use to communicate.
Yeah. So just like fashion, like people have very preference to what they want to wear. It's the same thing here with technology. So, a lot of people have access use Alexis. I think it's the most prominent use now. But other people will say I don't necessarily want to use Alexis. There's another option out there for a voice platform. So we have Josh AI here, which is more natural linguistic platforms. What's nice about it is if you are maybe a dementia patient and you forget things, it'd be easy to forget a trigger word with Alexa. With Josh, you don't have that issue. You can actually literally walk into a room, stand in front of a door, and say, "Hey, Josh, open the door." It's going to know it's that door, and it's going to open for you. So
the Josh AI.
Josh AI. But we do have the Alexa. We actually did build out an entire Alexa skill set for our product. So you can go to your Alexa.
A lot of folks have Alexa and might as well take advantage of it.
We all have Alexa, don't we? But we built the skill set out specifically because there's no one's ever done anything with automatic doors and smart, so really we had to actually build a whole skill set out for that for the door system. So, which was a challenge, but we were up for the challenge on that. But we also have the great devices you can use. You can use Hue lights with our products. If you want to use a Sonos speaker to make an announcement that the door is open and there's a guest at the door, you could do that. So we have quite a few options to enhance the door experience there. So the door is the access to the home. So we believe that you should be able to make that an entire sequence to the home.
Well, the sliding glass door option certainly has my attention because I've got big sliding glass doors. I live on a lake, so I like looking out and seeing the lake, but I hate manually opening and closing the door, or all right, who was last in or out and didn't lock it? Yep. That's a concern. I'll go somewhere and come back. Oh, great, that was never locked. Now, the alarm would have gone off, and that's helpful. But you want to lock your doors. You want to secure your home. So talk about this.
Yeah, absolutely. So we started off with sliding doors initially. So our company is named Autoslide, and our first product was called Autoslide. As a simple retrofit product that you could attach to a single moving sliding door, and it would just move it back and forth. And then we just progressed from there. We added built-in locking technology, so you don't even have to use your patio's manual lock. We have a motor brake built into our motor, so it locks the door, so you don't have to worry about that. We have systems that allow you to move those massive, big sliding doors, those 2, 3, 4, 5 panel doors that all slide all in one direction. Very heavy, and they're getting bigger and heavier by the day. And so you just take our system, the multi-drive system, and add it onto the door, and you can open and close a single panel, or if you want to open all the panels, you can open all the panels. You can start and stop it as you go. But we have options that can open up the doors up to 60 feet wide.
Wow, but mine aren't that big, so fortunately. Now, I know Chris has been waiting to see it open, and he's like, okay, that's a glass door. Oh, and by the push of a simple button.
What's nice too about all of our products, the controls are cross-functional. So whether it's our Autoslide, our multi-drive sliding door systems, our Auto Swing system, our new Autolux system that's launching next month, all the same sensors work. So you don't have to buy specific sensors for specific products with us. Same thing with our software. The same modes, there's 4 different modes in our system: a secure, unsecured, our pet mode, and then there's an entertainment mode that just keeps the door open for you.
Entertainment mode, yes, because it's party time in the backyard.
Yeah. But if you have, whether it's the Autoslide or any other systems, it's all the same mode. So you don't have to worry about, well, I got to learn how this one works or learn that one works. It's all about providing the customer the most simple experience to have.
And I think you just answered many audience questions that say, well, that's great with the front door or the garage door you talked about, but I only let the pets out in the backyard. Well, that would be likely a sliding glass door, and you control that maybe in pet mode.
Absolutely, there's a pet mode built into this system, and people.
Again, it'll recognize as the pet approaches with RF.
Absolutely.
So it's not turning on anything else or opening anything else at that point.
It's identifying your pet, so which is really nice because if sometimes if you use too much passive technology, it might not be your pet coming in. It could be that raccoon coming in, or maybe your neighbor's dog trying to get in. You don't want those guys. You don't want those guys to get in.
Good point. Yeah. So that's why they're wearing the little tag that we showed earlier, and knowing Chris, he's probably showing it again right now. No pressure. But that's why they have the tag on, so raccoon doesn't get in, or other critters that you don't want in. And very affordable as far as I'm concerned for all of the solutions that we've talked about. And you can find out more when you visit their site at autoslide.com. We'll get you there too, as we do with all of our guests when you visit intotomorrow.com. You'll see Joseph's picture and link and description and all the good stuff at our site. Joe, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us. Good stuff. And we love to get off the beaten path, if you will, of the show floor, because we can hear ourselves think, but also because this is where we find additional cool products that we've got to cover. So thank you.
Well, appreciate you taking the time and bringing technology to the masses out there and making awareness.
I love it. Very good. He's got a lot of taglines too. That's awesome. Again, you want to visit Autoslide, just like it sounds, AUTOSLIDE.com. And of course, intotomorrow.com if you haven't already been watching this video and all the others from several weeks worth of CES coverage. Be sure to swing by intotomorrow.com. I'm Dave Graveline. More to come after the break right here on the Advanced Media Network.